Hi guys, welcome back to Blockchain Army, the leading media agency on the space that aims to promote the adoption of blockchain technology for many projects. I'm Kristen and I'll be the host for our live AMA session today with the Parallel. Before that, just a friendly reminder that we are broadcasting from the Blockchain Army YouTube channel. So if you're new here, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on your notifications for other interesting videos. And also, we are hosting two interesting giveaways. The first one is the pre-live giveaway, which is where I'll pick five lucky winners by the end of this live, so stay tuned for that. And the second one is also known as the live Q&A section. So that's where I'm going to pick five the best comments slash questions from the live community chat box. And those five winners will also gain for themselves 100 USDTs. So the total reward of those two giveaways will be 200 USDTs. So we'll post a full instructions of how to claim your reward later after this live on our Barmy Twitter account. Right now, we'll get headed to the introduction of our guest today. Daniel, can you introduce a little bit about yourself?
Hey, good evening, PSC Army. Thanks for having me. I'm Dan. I'm the CBO at the Parallel. I've been with the Parallel for a couple months now, and here in Hanoi, Vietnam, and I'm very excited to be here with you guys, and very excited to be part of this project, considering I've been a gamer for about 30 years of my life. So thank you.
Great. So first of all, I would like to know the vision and like the mission of the Parallel. Can you explain that for us a little bit?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The vision of the Parallel, it's vague but very broad. Basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to kickstart the evolution of an infinite metaverse. We want to bring gamers, players, people, communities, businesses, everybody together where they can pretty much have a space to create their own dream world. That's best summary I can think of.
Yep. So just a clarification, is Parallel a game or like a metaverse project?
That's an excellent question. The fact is that the Parallel is a metaverse project, a constant metaverse project that has no end to it, but it starts out with a game. It starts out with a evolution game. So it's not like a first person shooter in the beginning or a fighting game in the beginning. It's an evolution game. And evolution starts with creation. So the Parallel starts out as a creation game that will lead into an infinite metaverse with infinite possibilities.
So as I can see from the market right now, there are like a lot of projects that go into that direction as well, like the metaverse concept. But I don't think a lot of people would really understand this big picture. So, what kind of like perspective and what kind of goal that you guys are aiming for the metaverse of the parallel?
So if I understand correctly, like what does metaverse kind of mean to us? Um, that's a really good question because we do hear that metaverse word a lot. It's like I feel like it's my grandparents 30 years ago when they said, "What is this internet?" Like nobody really, everybody says it, but nobody knows what it is. So the metaverse to us is a very, very clear picture. We've given this an enormous amount of thought. In fact, our CEO has been thinking about this for 2 years, Louis Wynn. Um, the metaverse is it's another world, and it's not something that one game could make. So when you see a game say, "Come join the metaverse," what are they talking about? It's like one game, one developer cannot make a metaverse. One, guy with a ton of money like Mark Zuckerberg cannot make a metaverse. A metaverse is a
Yeah.
living thing. It's an ecosystem. It requires that the whole world to come together into a space, players, investors, all different groups, and to slowly evolve and build a world. And there's no amount of money that can rush it. It's a process.
So we can see that like the first step of parallel is the release of the foundation game. So what is that exactly?
Well, the foundation game is basically, what it sounds like. It's the foundation. It's the core. It's the bottom. Building a metaverse is like building a beautiful building. You don't build a building from the top down or from the middle down. You build it from the foundation, from the bottom. And the foundation game is a
Right.
creation engine. That creation engine will start the process of crafting this metaverse. And it has two, primary parts to it. The first part is crafting and uncrafting functions, where players will generally be able to engage with the world, gathering fundamental materials called ruins that come in different tiers and different rarities. And they'll be able to use these ruins to bring their designs to life, to craft their designs. And then the other side, they'll also be able to uncraft them if they want to and want to reclaim their resources. So that's one part of the foundation game, crafting and uncrafting and the gathering of ruins and things like that, designing and building. Then the other part we're very, very proud of, and it actually makes us very unique in the GameFi space. The parallel is taking lessons from the real world. The real world has amazing ideas that work. And one of those ideas is copyright protection, trademarking and copyright protection, something that really gives creators some power to profit, to create businesses, to be entrepreneurs, to take their talent and just give it wings. So that's the Hydra system. It's a copyright protection engine that we created. It's based on artificial intelligence, and it will give creators the power to turn their designs into world building and income generating NFTs. So we're really excited about that. Foundation game is big and it's coming really soon.
Great. So with the integration of the Hydra system, is like the main focus of this are the creators, or what would be like comes after that?
Okay, yeah. So that's a big thing. When we say that the game's an evolution game, when we say the game is all about creation, that's just the beginning. Again, taking lessons from the real world, our world, Earth, started with evolution and creation, right? Look where we are now. Now we got mega cities and technology, right? So creation is just the beginning. Once creation begins, life begins. And when life begins, that's when the world begins. So we need people, we need players, we need communities on a global level from every country and every corner of the world. So our next step is going to be the casual players. Our next step is going to be, the players from low GDP countries, players who want to have fun and create social, communities and want to earn money. Earning money is a big thing for us, for our communities, to make sure that they can actually enjoy and earn. So that'll be the next step, is the global community with casual gaming mechanics.
But would that be like the most prioritized milestone in your whole journey, or that just be like the next, like the upcoming goals?
Mm-mm. So, starting with creation, which is going to be this quarter, the next quarter, which is quarter one of 2022, we're going to be focusing again on casual gamers, global gaming communities, building up the population of the parallel, because that population is going to fuel the creators, and the creators are going to fuel the players. So it's going to be like this development of a balanced and harmonious ecosystem. Uh,
Right.
but but as far as our priorities go, if you want to talk about it on the large scale, which I think it's important to at least summarize, it's a lot more than just those two groups, because an ecosystem has many different parts. It's got the grass, the
Mhm.
bugs, the fish, the the animals, very important parts. And all of them need to be healthy for the metaverse and the ecosystem to grow. So our priorities are pretty much what we call the 9 pillars of the parallel. And if you look on our website, you can find more information about that. The 9 pillars of the parallel are 9 groups that we've identified to be super important contributors to the building of a metaverse. I'm going to try to remember this. I always forget the list. Yesterday, I forgot one. Um, the 9 pillars: investors, creators, players, traders, farmers, partners, game developers, gaming guilds, and entertainment companies. Did I get 9? I got 9. I'm better today. Yeah. So these groups are those 9 groups, which include the players and include the creators. When they all work together, when they all take care of each other, what you end up having is a healthy ecosystem. And when you have a healthy ecosystem, the only natural progression and sequence is growth. Endless growth and reproduction and growth and just expansion and entrepreneurship. But the moment that one of them becomes more important than the other one, the ecosystem gets unhealthy. And that's what we've seen in GameFi
Mm.
over the last 2 or 3 years. And that's why the last 2 or 3 years, all you see is great games, have their economies and token destroyed. New players have no incentives, and the game slowly starts to die. So our priority is to avoid that.
Yep. So in like the whole GameFi economy, are you like confident that the parallel would take like the maybe like the top place in this whole concept?
Um, well, I think that question, maybe let's look at it at a different angle. Um, it's not so much about top place or not top place. It's the question is, do we have a place, right? Because let's look at who's at the top right now. We have the Sandbox has got like 1.2 million players. Axie
Yep.
Infinity has 1.2 million players, right? And then Thetan Arena just came out, and they already have a million players. Like it just came
Right.
out, right? So, and I think that has a lot to do. Well, first of all, there's elements involved there, but this massive amount of growth in GameFi has to do with GameFi slowly creeping into the mainstream. But because of what Facebook recently did with Meta, because of what Microsoft
Mm,
announced, because of the support of Elon Musk, and because of the recognition of crypto on a global scale, even by governments who are now scared of crypto and GameFi is becoming mainstream. Now, if we think about mainstream, how many players there are, there's 3 billion gamers in the world, and that number is only growing. That's huge. So is there room for the parallel in GameFi? Yeah. And there's room for 10 more parallels and 10 more sandboxes and 10 more axes and then 100 more, so the potential is enormous.
that's that sounds like a very, insightful answer. Okay, so the next one would be I've heard a lot of like people saying that the parallel and sandbox have a lot of like in common, have a lot of similarities. And they sometimes, mistaken the both of that. And what would you say to distinguish the parallel from the sandbox? Like, what would be uh, like the unique selling point of this project, of this game?
I'll be honest with you. I have a lot of similarities with my mother, but nobody would ever confuse us. You know, so I have her nose or whatever. But in all seriousness, yeah, the Sandbox. First of all, we want to say it's a great game. They did a great job. They're entrepreneurs in GameFi, and they really inspired a lot of games to follow. So we want to give that credit first and foremost. Secondly, we do have a lot of differences in the Sandbox. The one thing you're going to notice about the parallel is that the Sandbox got into GameFi like a little bit before this whole metaverse thing
Mm,
really ignited, and
yeah.
their path to the metaverse, because of the timing, is not actually very direct. It doesn't follow that foundation, basement, first floor, second floor, third floor. Like it doesn't follow that excellent sequence that's required. Um, and we're in a good position. Our timing is perfect, and we've launched at a perfect time
Mm,
also to execute a better sequence to get a direct path to metaverse building. And I'll tell you how. Firstly, we have copyright protection. Copyright protection is
mhm,
not something that you can do after you've developed your game and people have already started creating. It has to be from the beginning because there's a
right.
million designs already out there in the sandbox, and you can't just one day say, "Hey guys, guess what? Copyright protection." You're going to have players killing each other in the streets, fighting over copyrights that are or designs that are already made. So that's already one big advantage, and it's huge for world building. You got to have it. The next thing is flexibility. The parallel is all about flexibility. We're a long-term vision. And long-term business people, what they do is they look at the potential of a project, not immediate profits. It's long-term profits, not immediate. If you look at the Sandbox model, they're more about real estate right now. So if a game
Yeah.
developer or an entertainment studio comes to them, they might sell them a piece of real estate for $3 million
Mm,
or $4 million.
yeah,
I mean,
indeed.
right? Whereas we won't do that. We're going to look at them and say, give us a plan. Let's see how brilliant you guys are. What's your plan? You want to make a game? You want to make the greatest entertainment experience and a game? Oh my God, let's look at it. Then we're going to look at it and we're going to say, okay, we're in this together. Balance,
Wow.
harmony. We're going to give you a space. We're going to give you as much space as you need in your own portal. We're going to provide this to you. You don't have to buy it. Just build it. Build it, and we'll work together to create an unbelievable economy, unbelievable entertainment experience or game where players can come enjoy and then play it and earn. Play it, experience it, and earn. So we're all about that flexibility. And then the next thing is uh, keeping in line with flexibility. a game developer, if they come to us and they're already big and they don't want to use voxel, they don't want to design a new game, they just want to try it out. They want to get into GameFi. Maybe it's a huge studio that already he's making $1 billion a year and they don't want to build nothing new. With the Sandbox, they have to use the Sandbox developer tool. With us, you don't have to do that. We will find a way to integrate you. We'll say to you, hey, let's do this. Don't build a new game. Let's do this. Let us combine your economy with our marketplace. Let's give our players more earning potential by staking into your game, investing into your game. And let's give your players who never earned any money playing a chance to earn cryptocurrency and PRL. So we combine economies. And when that works, then we could talk further. So we have, again, flexibility for long-term vision. It's I could talk about it forever, but it would take too long for this AMA.
Yeah, this is already a very descriptive answer
Yeah, yeah.
from you. Yeah. So you know, like there are a lot of like games in the universe right now that following the P2E trend, which is play to earn. And I saw that you guys are going for another one, which is enjoy to earn. So what
Yes.
is like the difference between these two concepts, between this like two
Yes.
slogan? Yeah.
It's enjoy to earn. I love that you asked that question. I was hoping that one would pop up. Enjoy to earn. It sounds so simple. Like you hear it, like enjoy to earn. Look, what does that mean? It's so simple. It's not simple. It's the next step. And you know what? Albert Einstein said the greatest things need to be explained simply. So here's our simple explanation. Enjoy to earn is the next evolution in earning mechanics. You know,
Mm.
we are students of science. We are students of biology, economics, every principle that helps make the real world work. And one thing that we've learned is that balance and harmony is extremely important for growth and for evolution and in nature. So we've developed the idea of enjoy to earn. And what is enjoy to earn? To explain it simply, imagine a house, big house. And in this house, we put create to earn, we put play to earn, we put invest to earn, we put develop to earn. I don't know, put dance to earn, put laugh to earn,
Mhm.
put whatever you want to earn in this house. But the house itself is enjoy to earn. That's what it is. It's giving GameFi flexibility. It's the development team focusing not on telling you how to earn, because what is play to earn? Play to earn is it really means play whatever we decide you must play to earn. So if our game is a MOBA, you must MOBA to earn. If our game's a first-person shooter, you must FPS to earn. So we don't want that because what happens is when there's too many players and too little choices, players eventually stop making money and you can't
Right.
have that. So we need to have infinite options for players to earn doing what they like. And if they're earning while doing what they like, the economy will naturally grow and innovation will naturally grow. So enjoy to earn is the next step. It's freedom.
Wow, this is like more meaningful than I thought. Because, you know, like, enjoy to earn is like basically you hit on their interest more than like the income that they gain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Our goal is to make, if people are enjoying themselves, they will play. And if they are going to play, the game will have investors, entrepreneurs, and developers and studios pumping experiences into the world. And if they do that, the metaverse will grow. So
yeah,
it accomplishes all of our goals. If we stop focusing on immediate profits and more focus on long-term development, um, then everything will come into place, including the profits.
yeah. So this is like what you guys offer to the players, but what do you offer to the game developers? So like basically the people who work for this project and like the entertainment studios as well.
Yeah. So what we're going to be offering to them is enormous amounts of opportunity and networking opportunity. So, for example, the game developers, entertainment studios, we have to first thing we have to do is we have to build them an audience. We have to build them a huge population, right? Game developers and studios need players, so we need to bring the players in. That's our first half of our roadmap, basically, which we can talk about later. So once we have the players, we can offer the game developers and studios a place to build an experience or build a game or build an entertainment experience of some sort, whether it be a concert or music or dancing, whatever. And once they come in, we're going to be able to integrate them into the economy and give them profit sharing, let them develop their own economies and their own experiences where players go in and the players can drive economic growth for these game developers and entertainment studios. So you got to imagine, like, if a new game comes in and a new game studio comes in, they can work together to attract players. And for every player that comes in, the players earn, the game studios earn, and the entertainment companies earn. The metaverse is a real thing. It's been around for 30 years. I played the metaverse when I was a kid. I played World of Warcraft. I played EverQuest. That was the first metaverses. But the problem was
Oh,
they were not connected. Like, this game was here and this game was here and this was here and that was here. You bring them all
right.
together and the earning potential will be sky's the limit.
So while we're talking about the developers and like the team, can you go a little deeper into that? So like what positions are there in the team and like how many members are working together and paying contribution to the parallel?
Uh, you're asking about the team specifically, like who's on our
Yeah,
team and how we're working together?
that's exactly
So
what I'm asking.
when I got here a couple months ago, there was about 40 of us. That includes the 8 founding members who are here in our headquarters in Hanoi, Vietnam. Vietnam. Yeah, I got to do that. Yeah, I'm proud to be half Vietnamese now.
Oh,
So anyway, yeah, so out of those 40 people, majority of them were on the development side, game developer side, on the front end, the back end, testers, things like that, and the other majority was mostly marketing guys, cutting edge guys and girls, cutting edge, high tech, motivated
ooh,
people. And now we're well over 50, and I think heading easily towards 60. And there's a bunch that are off-site.
wow.
I'm just talking about people in the office. Every day we're bringing in new computers and new desks. And I would say, like easily, 1/3 of us are developers and 1/3 are marketing, and the rest is like business development, the founding team. And the founding team is very diverse with hugely diverse and complementing backgrounds. So yeah, it's a very ambitious startup compared to any other
Mhm.
GameFi project I've seen.
Yeah, I can
Uh-oh.
tell
Uh-oh.
that's a really big team. What about like the game guys? Are they really important to the parallel?
The game developers?
No, like the guidance
The gaming advisors?
actions,
What do you
I'm
mean,
saying.
guidance? Yeah, there's something wrong with the internet. You're breaking up halfway through. Can you repeat that for me one more time?
Oh, really? Yeah, sure. So like I'm asking for like the manual instructions that you guys will offer to the audience.
Oh, you mean like tutorials and things like that to
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so again, everything is a sequenced and highly planned out progression. So like in the beginning, we're going to have to with the foundation game. The first thing we're going to be doing is that we're going to be partnering up with voxel artists to show the world what's possible with the foundation game, inspire the creators. It's generally a very
Mm-hmm.
easy to use interface. Simplicity is a beautiful thing, and amazing things can come from very simple things. So voxel that's one of its biggest features is simplicity. So on the creation side, we don't see anybody will be able to go in and create, whether they're a designer or not. I can go in and create, and it's just very easy to get into it. And then when we get into casual gaming mechanics, it's basically going to be like harvesting games, mining, fishing, logging, things like that. Before we introduce PvE or PvP or anything like that, that'll be down the line.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very welcoming to players of all skill levels. It's going to be rewarding. You log in, you get rewarded. You harvest ruins. You could be harvesting a normal ruin, and then boom, you can hit a legendary ruin just luckily, and that'll be worth quite a bit of money. So there'll be a lot of incentives in the beginning to stimulate global growth.
So to talk more about like the in-game features, uh specifically the land. So but how can it be sold and like be bought in the parallel? Can you specify that?
Yeah, so just like for example, the Sandbox or the Central Land, we are going to have land sale. It's coming in next year, like halfway through or second quarter of next year. So land sale is
Mm-hmm.
going to be a very important feature, but it's going to be geared more, unlike, it's not going to be geared so much towards game developers and entertainment studios, though they can buy land. It's places for entrepreneurs to build social mega cities or experiences. It could be amusement parks, it could be whatever. But we are going to have land, and that land, as it sells, will start to craft this metaverse. So we're anticipating unbelievable growth at that time because games like Decentraland and Sandbox will give us an enormous advantage for the amount of hype and excitement that comes when land sales hit. Game guilds and investor groups, they're all going to want to get in on sponsoring land development. And our goal as the development team at the Parallel is to make sure that land sale launches very fairly, because there's a lot of economic problems that can come from land sale, such as people with huge money just eating all the land and not contributing to the health of the ecosystem. So we want to make sure that every piece of land sold in the Parallel contributes to the growth and the harmony and the enjoyment of the ecosystem, and whoever buys it, their success contributes to everyone else's success as well. Again, harmony is our biggest goal.
Yep. So while talking about like the in-game utilities, do your token like have utilities in game as well, or like can you also like talk about like the overall economic of your token?
Yeah. Token value is going to be an extremely important thing to us. I like to use Sand as an example because, again, we respect them and they're a good example that a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people understand. But I think they have
Mm-hmm.
about 3 billion total tokens. We're only going to have a billion. We're doing that because, I mean, a billion's a lot. It's a lot,
Yeah.
but it's less than 3 billion for sure. We're doing that because, sustaining the health and the value of the PRL token is extremely important to us.
That's
Without
right.
that health, then the game is kind of useless and the metaverse won't grow. So for that reason, we chose 1 billion. Aside from that, we have two tokens. We got PRL and we got PS. PS is being the in-game rewards token, the utility token,
Mm,
and PRL being the governance token. And we chose to have two because, again, we want to have a lot of control to be able to balance the economy, to control volatility, and to stabilize the growth of the value of our token. So as far as we have use cases, we have infinite use cases. I can't even begin to express how many use cases they're going to be in the Parallel. Again, we have to remember that the metaverse is a gradual process. It's a sequence. It starts out as like a seed, just like think of it as a tree. It starts out with a seed. That seed grows one root, one leaf. Okay, over time, and it'll happen quick. Over time, that little seed becomes a massive tree with countless roots and countless branches and leaves. That's what this is going to be. So you can only imagine how many use cases they're going to be. And then on the earnings side, you log in, you get earnings. You complete the mini game, you get earnings. You gather resources, rare resources, legendary resource, earnings. You copyright a design, and then you collect royalties on that design, like a real life inventor. Earnings.
mhm.
They're going to be everywhere, everywhere.
So how are the tokens like distributed?
Say that again.
Yeah, I'm asking about like your tokenomic distributions, like how many percentage will be divided to the team, how many will be for the marketing fee, and like all of that.
Oh, hold on. Let me pull that up. So yeah, here we're pretty modest on our tokenomics. So for the marketing team, we only took about 10% for the marketing team, which is generally is, pretty low. I don't want to talk too much about the details of the tokenomics because our tokenomics expert, and when I say expert, the guy's a whiz, is our CEO, Louis Wynn. But if
Mm,
for anybody who takes a brief look at our tokenomics and also wants the information about our private round and our seeding round, they're going to see that our investment requirements and our tokenomics are really done very modestly. Um, and it also shows that our priority is to get investors involved in the project who are more interested in its long-term potential than grabbing up all the tokens and then dumping them, or grabbing up all the tokens and then acting like silent partners. So there's going to be a lot more information that will make that discussion very interesting as we get closer to IDO day. But it's all designed around the community and the 9 pillars of the Parallel. It's all designed around their success, their health, and their wealth. But
yep,
again, a little further down the line, we can get into that deeper.
great. So to talk about like the rounds of your selling, so like about like the seed round, the private round, and like the public sale round.
Mm.
Can you like provide some details for that over here, since a lot of investors would care about this?
Oh yeah. So the seed round is pretty much over. That's our strategic round, and We're being co-led in the seed round by Kyber Network and
Mm-hmm.
Signum Ventures.
Mm-hmm.
They're very familiar with each other, and they work excellently on an advisory level and as investors, and they add a lot of value to our project, huge amount of value. And Kyber was our earliest, and they introduced us to a lot of VCs before anyone really knew what the parallel was. So over the last 2 weeks, we experienced, I got to say, the most exhausting 2 weeks of my life and everybody's life here, because we have been in VC meetings from morning to night. Lewis and the
Oh
founding
my God.
members, Mr. Heen, they're all day long. The BD team is evaluating VCs. Everybody wants in on the parallel,
Mm,
and that's a wonderful thing. But it's not unusual in GameFi. And usually what happens is, a lot of other projects will see all these VCs and they'll just take all the money and they'll raise 40 or
mm,
50 million. And we're doing the opposite. We are saying we don't need your money. We need your value. We need to know how we're going to work together to build this amazing game and metaverse for our communities and our global players. So our biggest complaint right now is to the VC groups are finding that we're giving out way too little tokens than they want.
mm.
They're offering like 1 million and we're like saying, hey, and how about a lot less? Uh, and that's an interesting thing, and it really shows you the direction of our CEO, Lewis. He is in this for the long run, and he wants to make sure that the partners he chooses are partners who care about the parallel, the metaverse, and our communities. So,
Yep.
we're getting close to finishing up the private round. It's been very, very difficult, very, very tiresome, but all I can tell you is that there's an enormous, huge amount of interest in the parallel, and we're just making sure we pick the right people to join us.
Right. Yeah, being selective in like this market is really important since, a lot of like partnerships are formed like on the outside. It looks like very glamorous, very cool and all. But
Yeah,
like on the inside, like they don't really, really support each other.
that's right.
So yeah. Yeah,
We
choosing a
can't have
partner
that.
for yeah, choosing a partner is very important. So what about like the ideal round? Have you got any like details for that yet?
Yeah, I mean the IDO round was like scheduled for early this month, uh, as of like a week and a half ago. But once these VCs started flying in and all these massive offers, and we had to start researching every single VC and evaluating all their lists of what they can do for the project, we had to push it back. And the date's not exactly confirmed yet. It's going to be confirmed. We're looking to finish the private round. I hope by the end of this weekend. And if we do that, then we'll officially announce the IDO. But it's going to be in December. I just don't want to give the exact date again and then have to change it. But it's in
Yeah.
December, probably in the middle-ish of December.
Okay, that's great. Because a lot of them are, a lot of them have concerns and like questions about this, and even I don't have any answer for them. Even though like they care a lot about like the parallel, and they just like looking forward for that to happen soon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would say
so
definitely December, middle of December-ish, somewhere around there. They could
that's
feel
great.
I feel very confident in saying that. It might be a few days off, but it's definitely going to be this month.
That's great. So I think we're basically covered quite enough about like the overall information of the parallel. So right now we'll have a short break before moving into the second part of our live, which is the live Q&A section. And that's where I'm going to pick 5 questions from the community for you to answer. And right now, let's just open up our video. Wow, that was a really cool video came from the parallel. And right now we're heading to the first question from our lovely audience right here. So this one came from the username of Instant22. It says in the roadmap, the first quarter of 2022 will release the first game. Do you consider options when the market falls into a downtrend?
Yeah, I think I don't think I'm worried too much about a downtrend. To be honest with you, I mean everybody's predicting, based that the
Mm,
history will repeat itself, the holidays, and I mean obviously the holidays people are spending a ton of money on gifts and all these different things and travel and stuff like that, and
yep.
market might take a dip, and then crypto is, they're predicting doomsday that's coming around in January because it's time for crypto to fall to nothing again. But who cares?
Mm,
What happened last time it fell to nothing? It skyrocketed later, So like, what are we afraid that crypto is going to go away? No. I mean, the parallel in quarter one is basically in its infancy stages. That's when we've released the foundation game and the casual gaming mechanics. Nobody in quarter one should be trying to sell the PRL token. That would be the craziest thing to do. If you have, listen, if you have PRL tokens, if you can buy PRL tokens dirt cheap because the market tanks in quarter one, I would buy it. I would sell my shoes to buy it if the market dips and reduces the price of the PRL, and then I would hold on to it until the end of the year, until Bitcoin rebounds, and you would
mm,
never have to work again. That would actually be good for us. I'm not worried about it. And not also on top of that, what we're also seeing is that GameFi is still growing, even though crypto is
yeah.
scheduled to explode and die a miserable death.
Yeah, that's right.
So if I were you, I would hope that Bitcoin lowers the PRL price so you can be a millionaire a year from now. That's
That's
yeah.
that's like yeah, that's basically true based on what happened in the past though. But I think like for the GameFi trend, even though the crypto, like even though the token maybe maybe crash and lower the price or something, but the game still goes on and like the game
Yeah.
still survives. So yeah,
I,
that's basically
I,
the whole point.
I mean, look, if we were releasing a game that was like Pac-Man, where all you do is just go like this and eat the monster,
Uh-huh.
I would say, yeah, you buy the token and you want to sell it like a month after launch because that's it. The game is nothing, right? But
Yeah.
when you're talking about a game that's like the serious player on the block for building a metaverse, you don't want to sell your token a month after buying it. You want to hold on to it for a year or 2 years at least, you know? So, yeah, don't worry about that.
I like your vision though. So for the second question came from the username Wangte. Tell me about Parallel's NFT in-game system and their respective features. How can players own these NFTs?
Okay, so like yeah, the NFTs of the parallel are called paragons, right? We got our own name for it. We like to be special, we like to be beautiful, so we gave it a name called Paragon. If you ask me, NFT is a stupid name, so you can't blame us. Oh yeah, you can have a non-fungible token, right? No, Paragon sounds cooler. All right. So yeah, so we have the Hydra system. That's our version of ownership for, for NFTs. So
Yep.
there's going to be you can own a design, which is a blueprint for an NFT, which
Mm-hmm.
is para art. Para art, Paragon, get it? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And then you of course will own your paragons, which, once built, like for example, if I build a Dan Paragon, like a goofy guy wearing a black shirt, and I build him with really weak ruins. He'll have a power strength of 0. And then I build him with legendary ruins. He'll have a power strength of 1,200. So I will
Mm,
loan that physical object, and I can sell that physical object, and I can lease. I'm sorry, rent out that physical object if I want to. Or on the other side, if I have a copyright of the Paradan design, and other people want to use it, they search the marketplace, they find me, and they want to use that design to build their character, they can pay a royalty fee, and the player can set the royalty fee. So there's a lot of potential for individual entrepreneurship, individual business making in the parallel through NFTs. Now we don't want staking is going to be a thing in the beginning before the open
mhm,
world actually develops. We will have staking to stimulate the economy and reward our players for participation in the economy. But once the open world features and land comes out to play, we want the NFTs in the game. We want
mm,
creation, building, and construction to happen. So we'll
that's
give you
right.
better incentives than staking.
So thank you for the answer. And we're
Mhm.
moving to the third question. What is the marketing strategy of this project in short term and long term? I mean, after IDO, and after launch game to keep users.
Okay, so it's all about community building. So in the beginning, it's a massive marketing strategy. First of all, to show you guys how serious we are. We all seen the other GameFi projects. They're goofy. They're 2D. You know, a lot of GameFi projects that make millions of dollars start out with three guys in their basement, and their uncle is the investor. And next thing you know, they raise $40 million. Right?
Yeah.
We made gameplay videos. We made gameplay functionalities. We've been programming this game for 2 years. This is serious. This is a team of almost
Wow.
60 people before IDO. That's a whole new level of commitment. That's number one. So the GameFi community is going to take us very, very seriously. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And we haven't even started marketing yet, like really started yet. Um, so we're going to be building our global communities. We're going to be attracting the GameFi communities. So in the first phase, it's all about creators, it's all about GameFi population, and it's all about slowly starting to convert people from conventional gaming to this world, Minecraft users, things like that. By the way, we own over 12 YouTube Minecraft channels. So we're going to be trying to convert over 10 million people from those channels. There's a lot to talk
Mm,
about there. And then in phase two, we're going to be cooperating with entertainment companies and gaming guilds and game developers and try to get their communities. And on top of all this, the whole time we keep evolving, we're going to keep engaging our communities, giving you guys more incentives, more earning potential. Like we're going to have like our own, World Cup, our own Olympics, but to show off creativity and new experiences. It just goes on and on and on and on. Just imagine that we're going to use everything at our disposal to keep our communities engaged, happy, and earning.
I'm surprised that you mentioned that you guys haven't even started your marketing campaign yet
Like
because like
not
I can
not
see
full blown.
yeah, like I can see the parallel literally everywhere I go right now. Like
Yeah,
is
and
on
it's
like
just like
every page I
barely.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's like very surprising.
like we're shooting commercials, like green screen, virtual reality type stuff. We haven't even shown the world that. We haven't released our, foundation game marketing campaigns on a serious level yet. I mean, most of the communities are watching videos that we made 2 months ago. Right? We're getting ready for an explosion of outreach to the global community.
That's great. That's very fascinating. So yeah, thank you for that. And we're moving to our fourth question from Annalie. In my opinion, Project Parallel is different from other games in that there is no competition between players. Does this make the game less appealing to gamers?
Different from the games that there's no competition between players. This is oh no, competition's coming. I'm a competitive gamer. Are you kidding me? I wouldn't be here if there was no competition. Well, first of all,
Ouch.
it's not a like I played League of Legends for 10 years. I need some toxicity. No, I'm kidding. No toxicity. But basically, the gaming elements in the parallel start out with evolution, creation, casual gaming mechanics. When game developers come in, we're going to be hunting them down. We want first person shooter. We want MMO. We want RPG. We want simulators, social simulators, roller coaster tycoons, whatever simulators. We want dungeon crawlers like Diablo 3, like Path of Exile.
Mhm.
We want MMOs, MMORPGs like, Lord of the Rings, like World of
Yeah.
Warcraft. Like we want every single gaming genre in the parallel because we want everything the real world has. Everything the real world has, we want. We just don't want the politics. We don't want the corruption. We don't want the theft and the lack of balance. We want perfect, beautiful. But we're gonna have competition. And again, if we get a competition like MOBAs, like Dota 2, or
Yeah.
whatever, Mobile Legends, you know we're going to think of harmony, balance, right? So players who are good players with good sportsmanship, who encourage and teach, will get more rewards in the PRL, and players who are toxic can go back to the real world.
Wow, that's a very harsh word. But yeah, I can see that like as you say, the parallel basically is like another world that's like parallel to the real world.
That's right.
Like you're building, yeah, you're building a whole another world. That's very exciting.
Yeah, think about it.
Um,
When you look at your reflection in the lake, you see your face. It's the same face, but you can't really see the pimples or the flaws, right? So that's the parallel.
Oh.
That's the parallel.
So you're making it more perfect and like
Yeah,
more
yeah, yeah. More
beautiful.
perfect. More perfect. More
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah, that sounds amazing. I wish you can
Uh,
do that.
yeah.
So unfortunately, we have reached the last question. Came from Montelli. BSC network at this time is very slow. Many players are getting bored playing games on this network. What solution do you have if this situation occurs during the operation of your game?
How do I even answer this one? To be honest with you, it's like, where does this information actually come from? It's some analytical data, where BSC's performance dipped or their growth rates dipped, or a comparative chart was made where BSC is showing slower than others. And I'll be honest with you, I haven't looked into it greatly enough. But as my general knowledge of business goes, at this particular time, BSC is huge. It's
It
absolutely
is.
huge. And it also has over 1 million registered wallets, and it's still growing. And it also has a very impressive track rate for launching
Mm-hmm.
games and attracting very, very large communities to gaming. I don't think it's a big issue at this time. I think that every platform, every game, every institution has ups and downs. And I think, BSC might be suffering the blues. And when I say the suffering the blues, I mean when you grow really, really big and when you're in a bull market like GameFi is, you get the bad seeds with the good seeds. And sometimes the bad seeds affect you in a negative way. And maybe that's
That's
what
right.
BSC is experiencing a little bit right now. But you can't be the biggest player without some negatives. So I think they're too big and too strong and too smart to let this affect them on the long term. And I still think that it's still the wisest decision for us as a GameFi starting platform to launch there, because the most important thing in GameFi is your initial global community outreach and launch. And at the moment, they're the best for it.
That's right. Even though like the BSC network is really huge and like a lot of other projects are like joining this network and it's making the network go slower, but like I don't think I mean even I have experienced that. I have experienced the slowness of that through every transactions lately, but I don't think it's a big issue as well. Because
Yeah,
it's still growing and like a lot of other projects are still getting into that. So there's a reason why it is this significant.
yeah, they'll adjust. They'll adjust. They'll fix it.
Yep. So right now we're done with like all the questions, and I think it is time for us to announce the winners for our giveaway that we have have told the users before. Yeah. And this is where I'm gonna show up with a lucky wheel and we're gonna roll out to see who are the five winners of our game. Okay, let's get started. And five, four, three, two, one. There we go. Congratulations. Wow, this is like usually like the most exciting part since a lot of them would really curious about this. So yeah, guys, congrats to the five usernames are shown on the screen right now, and we'll
Uh,
post we'll post on our Twitter account later for those who have won this prize, and don't forget to claim your money. And
my
yeah.
favorite thing is somewhere in the world there's 5 people going, "Oh my god, oh my god!" So that's my favorite thing about the prize giveaways. Just imagining
Yeah.
that somewhere. Yeah.
And then, like our chat box just get exploded by the DMs of those winners.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. How do I claim? How do I claim?
They're just so excited for this part only, though.
That's right. That's right.
Um, so yeah, I think it's time to wrap up our AMA today. Daniel, do you have any last words before we end this?
No, I just want to say, thanks so much to BSC Army and Kristen. You've been great. Your questions were absolutely great. This was I do a lot of AMAs, and Blockchain Army was one of my favorite ones thus far, and I hope to meet with you guys again
No.
soon. And shout out to your communities, and I hope they keep following you guys. I think you guys are doing a great job, and thank you for following the parallel. And we're going to do our best to make all of our followers and all of our supporters proud and deliver on the promises that I've tried to convey today. So thanks again.
Thank you. Thank you for your time as well, Daniel. It's been a very great AMA section so far. And guys, don't forget to join that Telegram group, follow up with the Twitter account, social links, their website to, catch up with all the information, all the crypto news, highlighted projects, and like a lot of mini games are coming as well. And right now, I just want to say thank you all for staying tuned until the end. And I would love to see you all in the next video. Let's say goodbye.
Bye, everyone. See you in the parallel. See you in the parallel. You better be
I
there.
will.
Okay, bye. Bye, guys.